curry, but the stuff they make here's all time.
Yeah, it's got that deep curry flavor. You can tell it's been made with love.
Speaking of, one of my customers was telling me most golf clubs make a pretty good curry.
You know, I've heard that too. Curry is usually on the menu at most of them, and they differ depending on the area, so it's fun to compare.
Why do they even serve curry, though? Is it because everyone likes it?
I'm sure that's part of it, but the main reason seems to be that you can dish out curry fast and easy and avoid any long wait times.
I see. That makes sense.
You know, if the curry hits different at each club, then it's probably the same for all the bars. I say we make the rounds and crown ourselves a king.
Hang on. Do you have any idea how many bars there are around here?
A lot more than just this one, that's for sure.
The sushi's always good here, but the soup is something else. Warms you up right to the bone.
Isn't this place one of the older businesses in Kamurocho?
Yeah, and the taste hasn't changed a bit. It's comforting that way.
Same taste, same vibe, huh? I'm a fan of stuff like that, to be honest. It's nice to have a restaurant you can count on, especially on bad days.
Oh, even you have bad days, Sunhee?
What do you think I'm made of? I actually have quite a bit on my shoulders.
Totally my mistake. Anyway, I hope our little group can be there for each other the same way this restaurant's here for us. Like, if one of us is sad, all I'd ever want is to brighten up their day.
Sounds nice.
But having you around, Kiryu-san, that's already the ultimate reassurance. Especially when we're surrounded by Yakuza.
Doesn't everyone feel that way? And why are you getting surrounded by Yakuza to begin with?
We always seem to get sidetracked, don't we? But I guess the fact that we can speak so freely to each other is a sign of how close we are.
Then, would you say we're your new comfort soup? Come on, Kiryu-san. Feel free to slurp us up anytime.
Yeah, gonna have to pass.
Old is too old to be ordering a lucky meal.
What's a lucky meal?
It's a combo made for kids. Usually comes with a hamburger, dessert, and a toy. And during special promotions, they'll run out pretty quick.
So it's basically a kid's meal then.
What brought this up? Attempting to relive your childhood all of a sudden?
Not exactly. But the toy they're giving out is based on a manga I read ages ago, so guess I was feeling nostalgic.
Hey, I don't see any age limits posted. If you want one, why not go for it? There's already a sign up saying there are only a few left.
What? Stuck wondering if it's weird for a grown-ass man to order a kid's meal? Don't feel bad, Nan-chan. I accept you.
Just because I want a kid's meal doesn't mean you have to treat me like a kid.
If this is something you really want, go ahead. Just be aware of who these lucky meals are meant for. If ordering one for yourself meant taking it away from a child, I couldn't imagine living with the shame.
I'm aware of that.
Hey, it looks like they're down to the last one. It's now or never.
Ooh, and there's a family at the register right now. What's it gonna be? You gonna make it happen? And sold.
It was over so quick.
Fuck.
You did good, Namba. That was a tough decision.
Aw, how about I buy you some dessert to make up for it?
Ugh, why does everybody treat me like a kid? Oh, dessert sounds great, though.
Talk about having your cake and eating it.
I never really noticed it before, but it sure is a pretty little cafe.
Yeah, it's well managed, and there's not a speck of dust anywhere. Really has a nice atmosphere.
You're very observant, Kiryu-san.
Even Namba seemed to notice.
Give me a break. I may look like a disgruntled mess, but I do clean up after myself. Every now and then. I'll have you know I recently bought some cleaning supplies. Still right there in the box.
Satisfied with the purchase alone, huh?
The effort's what counts, right? Got me a feather duster and everything.
Oh, a feather duster?
Yeah, a big stick that looks like a bird's ass at the end. Isn't that what Cinderella uses to clean?
I'd rather not associate you with Cinderella, but I digress. So, did you do some cleaning?
How could I? I tried waving it around, but all I did was spread a bunch of dust everywhere.
Sounds to me like you almost had it. After the dust settles, you're supposed to sweep it up and then you're done.
Oh, so that's how it works. Thought the damn thing was busted.
What I'd recommend is a handheld mop to clean up dirt and grime without spreading it around.
Sounds like you've got this cleaning thing down.
Surprised? There was a time I lived with family, and believe me, we all did our fair share of cleaning. I could teach you like I taught them. I even have a surefire technique to get rid of mold.
Yes, master. Teach me your ways.
And so begins the strangest apprenticeship of all time.
This kimchi fried rice is to die for.
Apparently, this wasn't on their menu originally. They only added it after one of their regulars requested it.
I didn't know that kind of thing was even possible. Pretty flexible for a restaurant. I wonder if they do the same for us if we become regulars.
I can't help but wonder, though, how do you even become a regular in the first place? Just show up for a meal every day?
I assume it depends on the owner. If they remember you and you get to know each other, you might be able to call yourself a regular at that point.
Be their friend, huh? I have no idea how to relate to the owner here. Figured showing up to eat all the time seems like the best bet.
Would you really go that far just to put something on their menu?
I've only heard this in passing, but apparently the owner of this place used to be a part of some crazy biker gang.
Get out of here. Can't imagine that just looking at the guy. Wonder what's the story behind that one.
What if we rode in on tricked out choppers, dressed to the nines in leather? Maybe then he'd tell us. It'd be like speaking his language.
Oh, we should totally do that. If we want to get banned for life.
Decisions.
By the way, if you got him to put something special on the menu, what would it be?
I can't really think of anything.
Then what's the point of all this? Meat's good and all, but sometimes you just need seafood. And Conrad here has some of the best squid in town.
Yeah, what perfect texture. Great stuff.
You aware the squid you love so much might have actually come from outer space?
Huh? You mean they're aliens? What the heck?
Oh, I get it. It's because they look just like the Martians in those old movies and anime. Am I right?
No, I'm talking a real deal scientific theory here. Their brains are pretty big compared to their bodies, and on top of that, they've got tons of nerves, most of which are gathered in their tentacles. So, it's said that each tentacle is kind of like its own computer that can operate independently of the main brain.
I mean, that's nothing special. I can move my left and right arms independently.
It's not a competition, you know.
Squid's pretty different from anything else on Earth, so it's speculated they either came from space or evolved after coming in contact with an ancient virus from a meteorite.
Crazy. Now that you mention it, I could see that. They really do seem otherworldly.
I notice you have a penchant for tall tales, Zhao. Where'd you hear this one?
From a magazine I was flipping through at the convenience store. Pretty neat, huh?
Well, that brought me right back down to earth.
You're surprisingly gullible, Son-chan.
Well, whether you believe it or not is all on you.
Personally, I don't care if they're from this planet or somewhere else, as long as they taste good.
Nothing like embracing diversity.
By eating extraterrestrials?
Man, I'm beat. Finally, time to relax. Ah, so refreshing.
Oh, come on, don't just wipe your face with the hand towel. This place is high end. For the love of God, act like it.
Yeah, my bad. That brings to mind, how does one act high end?
Well, try to master acting normal first.
But that's the hard part, isn't it? Normal is different depending on the person. Like mannerisms, speech, and stuff.
Whoa there, Namba-kun. Be careful going down that rabbit hole. Next thing you know, you'll be questioning how to breathe.
Hey, don't jinx me. Now I'm seriously worrying about it.
But when it comes to language, it pays to take your surroundings into account.
Go on.
For example, You might say, oh my, this baguette has a delightful texture and aroma. It is simply divine, or something.
You're joking, right?
I'm not messing around. I just couldn't think of a good example on the spot.
Baguettes aside, that's actually a good point, Psycho. Sometimes it's really important to read the room. Not that I'm an expert on that, of course.
Well then, why don't we try acting classy from this point on?
Okay. Let's do it.
Sure. Classy.
Guys, it's okay to speak.
Oh, the grilled lobster is a masterpiece. It smells really great, too.
Sure is. But I wouldn't serve any to Ichiban.
Why? Are you guys fighting?
No, you got it all wrong. It's just that he's got a crawfish named Nancy, and she's basically the love of his life.
Well, surely he's not that sensitive, right? Isn't there a clear difference between a pet and a meal?
You would think so, but for whatever reason, Kasuga actually took it upon himself to save Nancy from being eaten by this one homeless dude. He even traded a premium sushi set for her.
So she was originally meant to be eaten? Huh. I still can't understand what was going through his head, though.
You know, he even brought that crawfish with him to Hawaii.
He really cherishes her that much? Then there's no way he'd accept being served a meal like this.
Now that you mention it, what's Kasuga's favorite food? He seems like the type who'd eat anything.
It's lobster.
Well, forget what I said. That guy will eat anything.
Jeez, had us worried for nothing.
Man, I love me some takoyaki. Time to dig in.
Are you all right? Hold your horses, Nanchan.
All I could think about was eating the takoyaki. I totally forgot that it's piping hot.
The takoyaki from this place is so well cooked that the insides retain their heat, even when the outside cools off a little.
That's how you know it's the best. I just love the crispy outside paired with the tender filling.
Maybe swallow first?
My bad. I got carried away. But you know, it really feels like a slice of heaven to just down a highball after scarfing down some great takoyaki.
Yeah, they really elevate each other. I get how you could lose yourself in it, Namba.
And takoyaki goes well with almost any topping. Oh, I want to try them all. Got any recommendations, Sunhee?
I totally always cheese. Cheese and trees are a perfect match.
Oh, geez. Not you too.
Nothing quite like warm milk when you need to unwind. I could drink it every day of my life.
What's on your mind?
Come to think of it, I can't stand having to drink barium at the doctor's. Milk looks similar enough that I was just reminded of it.
I was wondering why you were staring at your drink. What, were you thinking about some kind of medical test, or...?
I've never taken barium. Is it nasty?
Kinda. Though it's less about the taste and more like it's just really tough to swallow. I can barely get it down.
So, it'd be better if they made it more palatable.
Well, not necessarily. If the body was tricked into thinking it was good food, that'd activate digestion. And since that raises stomach acid, it borked the test.
Oh, to be expected from Mr. Ex-Nurse.
Right. The logic makes sense, but still tough to swallow. Get it? The barium?
Now that joke is what's really tough to swallow. Let's not do that again.
These special pancakes are amazingly fluffy. Oh, looks delish.
Yeah, you definitely won't be hungry after those.
Hey,
Something wrong?
I just remembered that Adachi-san ate the pudding I'd been saving. He still hasn't replaced it.
Well, this is out of the blue. When did this happen?
A few years ago, I had it stored in the fridge over at Survive.
Really? You're still holding on to that grudge after all that time?
Honestly, disputes over food are some of the most passionate. Look, a friend of mine ate another guy's cream puff while they were out on a trip. He hasn't received forgiveness to this very day.
All that drama over a cream puff?
It's more about courtesy among friends. If you want something, you should ask for it.
Speaking of, the strawberries on Sunny's cake look scrumptious. You mind if I just...
You have a death wish?
Not gonna work, huh?
Not even in your dreams.
Huh. This frozen dessert is really tantalizing. The outer shell is crispy.
You've never had ice brulee before? I also didn't know what to think at first. It's caramelized on the outside, but cold and creamy inside.
So it really is burnt ice cream. Oh, it cracked. That's crazy.
If you're enjoying it so much, then the ice brulee must feel like it's fulfilled its purpose.
Now, the burnt part really takes it to the next level. A savory, bittersweet taste really makes it irresistible. Now that I think of it, whenever Jungi eats fried rice, he really enjoys the burnt bits.
The heck? Is he still a kid?
No, I can actually relate to that. Whenever I get some of those crispy bits, it's like finding a little bonus in my bowl.
Maybe I should keep a blowtorch on hand.
Maybe it'd actually be best not to become a walking fire hazard. This omurice is next level. So tender.
Yeah, the chef's got great technique. They sure know their stuff.
Whenever I see omurice, I'm always reminded of the maid cafe that I used to visit with a former coworker.
Oh, right. How could you not associate maid cafes with omurice? The maids draw on it with ketchup for the customers.
But from your tone, it doesn't sound like you had a good experience with it.
That's not it. Considering my age, I just feel like I embarrassed myself when I did the little chant, you know? The one that supposedly makes the food taste better. By the end of it, I wanted to crawl into a hole and disappear. Oh, I cringe hard each time I remember it.
I forgot that you can be kind of self-conscious like that, Manchan.
To improve the taste. Wait, what's this chant you mentioned?
Yeah, there are words you chant in unison with the maid while you make a heart with your hands. Well, you know about it too, right, Kiryu-san?
Gotta be. Come on, get tasty. Pretty, please.
Wow, you actually got it right. It's amazing how you didn't hesitate even for a second.
Well, you know how it is.
Who wouldn't enjoy their meal when given a show like this?
A chant infused with the power of the dragon of Dojima himself. Hey, we all gotta go together sometime. Nanchan can finally redeem himself. Let's all go pretty, please.
You make it seem like I lost all my dignity back at that maid cafe.
They'll be your moral support.
For real, Kiryu-san? What the hell? Why not make a better memory with her? All right, to the maid cafe.
Yeah! Well, with this level of intensity, they might think we came to start a war.
You know, I love fast food, because you can get a good meal almost straight away. When hunger strikes, nothing beats it.
Well, if your mind and stomach can spare the time, a sit-down place can be fun too. Otherwise, every second feels like an eternity.
Speaking of sit-down places, I was out at lunch the other day and
Sunhee, you go out to eat?
I have a social life too, believe it or not.
Yeah, that's fair. I just couldn't imagine it is all. Sorry, go on.
Anyway, there was one of those spot the difference books next to the menu. I know they're for kids, but I was bored, so I opened it up. The puzzles were way harder than I thought. I wanted to finish it so badly, I completely forgot to eat. By the time I finished solving them all, it was dark out.
You're one of those customers, aren't you?
Okay, so I overdid it. But the restaurant puts them there to keep you entertained, right? Every place should have that.
Maybe. But if they only got customers like you, they probably wouldn't be in business too long, huh?
Thankfully, I don't think there's too many of those.
Beef bowls are a man's best friend. Super extra large is the only way to go.
They live up to their slogan, tasty, quick, and cheap. I've been a loyal customer for as long as I can remember.
That catchy slogan sure gets stuck in your head. It sounds simple, but succeeding at all three is a challenge.
Right. And they definitely live up to it. Wish I had a slogan, too.
You got an example?
Something like speedy, strong, stupendous.
Did you just come up with that on the spot? And why include speedy?
Speed on my feet? Duh. Fast runners are always popular.
That's the logic of an elementary school kid. Plus, to be honest, I can't imagine you running fast to save your life, Nanchan.
Yeah, I won't lie, it's pretty accurate.
So a no on that slogan for you. What would Kiryu-san's slogan be?
Strong, somber, sentimental.
Again, what was going through your mind for the last part?
What do you mean by sentimental?
He must mean that Kiryu-san's old school, like what kids these days call a throwback?
Oh, yeah, that's totally what I meant.
I get the feeling that at this point, even you don't know what you're talking about.
By the way, that slogan, the word order actually changed over time. So, back in the day, it was quick, tasty, and cheap, since that was the process of how you'd experience the meal. But then they started to care more about the tasty part of their reputation.
Oh, wow, I had no idea. So they switch it up to reflect the times. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, now that's what I call sentimental.
Aw, nice try, but no.
Ooh, so this is the kind of flavor profile they got going. Not bad at all.
Sure enough, as a chef, you're always sizing up the competition, huh?
It's not like I need to, but any place that can deliver a unique flavor combo is bound to catch my interest. You can call it studious diligence on my part.
Quite an admirable mindset to have, though I assume you could probably learn a lot more at some high-end place.
Not too sure about that. People tend to make true discoveries in the most unexpected circumstances. For example, you wouldn't guess this, but a while ago I discovered that Kasuga's cooking is pretty unique in and of itself.
Kasuga's?
One day, he blurted out that he'd serve me a manly meal and said about making meat and potato stew. That's when he plopped in some cough drops.
Ugh, cough drops? You gotta be kidding me.
That's right. I thought he had to be messing with me, but he'd actually added the perfect hint of sweetness. It was delicious. I was baffled. Apparently, it was a secret technique that he learned from this lady who ran a cigarette shop back when he was a kid.
Wow, so that unique flair must be Kamurocho style? It's true that there's a wealth of knowledge out there beyond high society. Still, I'm surprised that you took the risk to eat a meal at Kasuga's. It's just hard to imagine.
Really? It's nothing out of the ordinary. How about next time you take the plunge too, Sonny? You down for a mystery ingredient dinner party at Kasuga's?
I'm gonna have to take a rain check. I still value my life.
Strawberry parfait and a shortcake. Gotta say, that's quite the combo.
I guess so, now that you mention it. I was really feeling strawberries, so I must have ordered both without thinking. Sorry about that. I let my desires get the better of me.
It's nothing to worry about. But let's add a little something to break it up.
All right, I'll make the order. Now what should I get?
Kiryu-san, are you doing this on purpose?
You just couldn't say no to more dessert, could you? My blood sugar's bad enough as it is.
Sorry, it just sounded so good on the menu. It did say fresh strawberries, at least.
Fresh is always good, yeah.
That's not the problem here. Ah, well, I guess if Kiryu-san wants it, why not? There goes my diet. The cream lattes they have here are the best. They're all fluffy and cute, and they taste amazing.
I'm a big fan myself. Every time I get one, I have to say no to running out and buying my own espresso machine.
Oh, come on. You should just do it.
You know, I actually did end up going to the electronics store the other day. Turns out there are lots of good ones to pick from.
They are pretty popular.
And of course, the price goes up with each new bell or whistle. Stuff like adjustable temperature or automatic cleaning.
Ooh, they can clean themselves?
I gradually set my sights higher and higher, and before I knew it, I was getting ready to pay up.
And? How much was it?
300,000 yen.
That much? Nanchan, you can afford that?
Nah, I went in with a budget of 5,000, so all I could do was stare at it.
That wouldn't get you any of them.
Sure, but I always seem to fall into it, money or no. Oh well, the lattes I get with you guys taste better anyway. That's enough for me.
Wow, all that and you still tried to squeeze something heartfelt out of it.
You can never go wrong with chilled tomatoes. Simple and delicious.
Right? And if you think these are good, I know where we can get some even better ones.
Oh? Where's that?
Why, that'd be none other than my very own garden.
Oh, right. You said Adachi-san was teaching you how to garden. So you grow tomatoes?
Yeah, homegrown's always the best, isn't it? You should have seen my war with the crows.
A war with crows? Don't tell me you solved it with your fists.
Come on, what do you take me for? I hung up CDs and stuff. The movement and the flashing freaks the little bastards out.
Does that sort of thing really work?
Actually, not at all. At least not for me. In fact, it seemed to encourage them.
Jeez. So what'd you do about it?
I tried a bunch of things, but what really sent them packing was wrenching the curtains open and glaring at them.
You just stared at the birds?
Yeah, just opened the curtains and stared. In stone-cold silence.
Yikes. Ooh, how creepy. I'd stop coming around too if I were a crow.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. And I'll do anything for my delicious tomatoes.
Well, if I ever find myself battling crows in my own garden, I know who to call.
Right on. Just say the word.
I bet if home improvement store sold posters of Namba glaring, that'd sell like hotcakes.
The crunchy fried chicken skin looks so good. Are you guys cool if I squeeze some lemon over it?
Sure, thanks.
No lemon for me. I'm good with it as is.
I'll pass on the lemon, too.
I think you're missing out with no lemon. It really adds to the dish, so it's a waste not to use it.
What? Adds how?
The juice draws out the natural flavors of the chicken. It also helps reduce your fat intake. So, 2 birds, 1 stone.
Is that right? I never knew.
Flavor, huh?
So whose do I need to put it on? Who wants lemon?
Me.
I'm out.
Me.
Never mind, I'm in.
Actually, I'll pass. No, wait, I do want some.
None for me.
Gosh, you guys are a pain in the ass. Add your own lemon then.
Looks like you guys pissed her off.
Whoops, sorry. Wait, Chow, what do you mean none for you? You were the one going on about it.
Hey, I was just giving you the general opinion.
Oh,
Sorry about that, Psycho. I put more lemon on yours to make up for it.
I didn't want lemon on mine.
Huh?
To think I could have Yukkei Janggukbap in a place like this. Ah, nothing like it.
This place sure does have an international menu. Japanese-style pickles, curry, even that Korean beef soup you ordered.
You're right. Just shows we've got people from all over.
nah, these are just the mama here's favorites. She's got a pretty eclectic taste.
Oh, really?
Well, if she's serving food from all over, how about adding some Chinese to the menu? Maybe I'll teach her a recipe or 2.
Hey, good idea. What are you thinking?
Fried rice, maybe chili shrimp. The stove at this place doesn't look too hot.
If it ain't burning, it ain't real Chinese. We need big fire.
Huh? You good?
What's got you so worked up all of a sudden?
That's probably just his inner pyro talking. He's not wrong, though.
Guess Zhao will have to wait until they improve their stove.
A worthy investment if this place wants to stay afloat.
You guys, the mama's giving us the stink eye.
At this point, we'll be lucky if they ever serve Chinese. Let's dig it.
Let's see it.
The stew here is to die for.
Ah, the ginger really hits the spot, doesn't it?
Yeah. By the way, hold on.
What's up, Nanchan?
I forgot what I wanted to say. What was it? It was on the tip of my tongue.
Huh? You alright over there?
Well, that makes sense. It's because you ate ginger, you know.
Explain?
It's said that eating ginger makes you forgetful. And Namba-kun here was slurping it down like it's his last meal. So I guess the old adage is true.
Ow. Go figure.
Ginger is actually proven to improve your focus. But it looks like that's not the case for Namba, huh?
Well, if you forgot it immediately, it probably wasn't that important anyway.
Oh, it just came to me. I was gonna say, you look funny with that grain of rice hanging next to your mouth, Sunhee.
Oh, he's right.
Ugh, you should have told me sooner.
Not a bad look on you.
See, remembering things is overrated. My bad.
Just shut up and eat your ginger, and forget what you saw.
When you eat strawberry shortcake, at what point do you go for the strawberry on top?
I save it for last. The strawberry is like the star of the shortcake. I like to have it around for as long as possible.
You've got a whole philosophy on it.
You know, he's actually going about it the right way.
How do you mean?
Apparently, eating the strawberry last is proper etiquette. I read in a magazine that you're supposed to leave the strawberry in place and eat the cake around it to preserve the aesthetic. That way, your last bite has everything combined.
People really go through all that trouble just to eat cake? I mean, I get the logic, but I want to eat the strawberry when I damn well please. Plus, doing all that would make the cake unstable anyway, not to mention harder to eat.
I prefer to eat the strawberry first. Is there any etiquette for that?
Hey, don't ask me. Not like I made any of these rules.
I think we might be taking this a bit too far. If all we do is worry about etiquette and don't enjoy the flavor, doesn't that defeat the purpose? I'd like to imagine the baker would want us to eat it how we see fit.
Excellent point, Kiryu-san. And you know, there's something I've always wanted to try. It feels like now might be my moment. To take a huge bite straight out of a whole cake.
Not today.
Not today, you won't.
Oh, that's the stuff. Actually, I could use another round. Stomach might be emptier than I thought.
Don't push yourself. They say you should only eat until you're 80% full.
Yeah, that's true. But still.
I definitely went overboard. I thought soba by itself would be too light, so I got curry and katsudon too. But now I'm about to burst and I haven't even touched the katsudon.
Wow, you really went for a full course meal.
Should I go for broke or call it a day? Always a hard decision.
Nanba, you're looking a little gaunt there. You want this katsudon, don't ya?
What is this, an interrogation? Yeah, I'll take it.
Guilty as charged.
Detective dramas never lie. The guilty just can't resist a hot meal.
Hey, I always wanted to be the bad cop. Namba, stay put while I order up another katsudon.
I only need one, damn it. And why am I always the criminal in your sick game of pretend? Whew. Those thick noodles coated in that rich broth. Pure bliss.
Don't forget the veggies. They're tasty and healthy.
You know, I've always thought chompon was a really cute name for a dish. What's it mean, anyway?
I think it refers to when a bunch of things are jumbled together. Maybe because you chomp on it all at once.
Right. And isn't drinking a flight of different kinds of alcohol also called champagne?
Well, that'd jumble you up for sure.
Then you could say our group is kind of like chompon, too. Our backgrounds and titles are all so different. We've got a mafia leader, a former Yakuza chairman, and even an ex-bum.
Why couldn't you just call me an ex-nurse?
Sounds like a world-class champon to me.
We're a healthy mix, too. Though if anyone tries to eat us, we're definitely the kind of dish that fights back.
Talk about some killer ingredients.
Cool. Those thick noodles coated in that rich broth. Pure bliss.
Don't forget the veggies. They're tasty and healthy.
You know, I've always thought champon was a really cute name for a dish. What's it mean, anyway?
I think it refers to when a bunch of things are jumbled together. Maybe because you chomp on it all at once.
Right. And isn't drinking a flight of different kinds of alcohol also called champon?
Well, that'd jumble you up for sure.
Then you could say our group is kind of like champon, too. Our backgrounds and titles are all so different. We've got a mafia leader, a former Yakuza chairman, and even an ex-bum.
Why couldn't you just call me an ex-nurse?
Sounds like a world-class champon to me.
We're a healthy mix, too. Though if anyone tries to eat us, we're definitely the kind of dish that fights back.
Talk about some killer ingredients.
Tonkotsu ramen here has a really rich broth. It's just too good. I try to watch my salt intake these days, but I couldn't help it down the whole bowl this time.
Listen to you watching your sodium. Huh? What's that at the bottom of your bowl?
Huh. Oh, look at that. Let's see here. Someone wrote Moe mi machida.
Who's that?
No clue. The heck is this?
Apparently, this restaurant used to have a unique tradition of writing their regulars' names on their bowls, though I heard they stopped doing it a long time ago. So that must have been one of their old regulars.
Oh, now that's a cool idea. I've seen some places that put names up on the walls, but bowls is a first for me. You'd never see it unless you drank down to the last drop.
That's likely the goal. This place prides itself on their broth, after all.
Time to see who's at the bottom of my bowl.
You finish yours too, Sonny?
It says Kazuma Kiryu.
Same name. What a coincidence.
Yeah, fat chance.
No way there's another Kazuma Kiryu walking around Kamurocho. You come a lot here back in the day, Kiryu-san?
Okay, now my turn. It's faded and hard to read. Shinji Tanaka?
Guess this place had its fair share of regulars. Though I bet Kiryu-san's the only one I'd know.
That goes without saying. None of us are from Kamurocho after all. Except Kiryu-san here. And whoever this mysterious second one is.
Actually, there is no second Kiryu. It's me.
Well, yeah, I think we all knew that.
It's funny. Something about the ramen here brought all these memories flooding back. They're almost as savory as the broth.
What do you think, Kiryu-san? My cooking blowing your mind or what?
As far as the taste goes, I'd say I'm impressed.
Well, get a load of you. You sounded like some food blogger for a second there. Anyway, by the look on your face, it's safe to assume you're enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm kicking myself for missing out on such a delicacy after all this time. Glad I finally wised up.
Hey, I'm just glad that I finally got the chance to cook for you.
You're the real deal, you know that. It's easy enough to dream of a different life, but to create one, that takes mettle. You're first class, as a leader and as a chef.
Oh, really showering me with praise today, huh? You make a good point, though. Reflecting on all the hard work it took to get here just makes my current life as a chef even sweeter.
But never lose sight of that. When you're lucky enough to find a home, you've got to do all you can to protect it.
If the Dragon of Dojima speaks, I do well to listen. I'm gonna take that advice to heart. But hey, not like I did all this for myself alone. I want this to be a place where everyone feels welcome. A chill-out spot. One where every face you see is a friend's. So, Come by anytime you like. I'll whip up some grub that'll whisk away all your worries.
That's so. Guess you found yourself a new regular.
Yep, there's always gonna be a spot with your name on it.
Still, I just gotta say, this meal, it's something else.